Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Awaken the Voice. This is the last voice from me that you're going to hear for a while, and then the rest of our voices are others. So I hope you haven't gotten tired of me yet. But I wanted to do one more about spirituality and awakening. All right. Yeah, Baba. So while I'm cooking my son lunch, I just wanted to, he thought this was a good idea too, apparently. So, yes, Papa. So, spirituality and awakening. So I grew up in the church. I grew up being an altar server, ringing the bells, dancing in church, all of that. And I loved it. I loved every single moment of it. But did I believe in God? I don't know. And I think that was the biggest thing about our youth and the biggest thing about me and my friends when we were younger. We loved the experience of what the church offered, the chanting, the hymns, everything. I loved it. I adored it. But the thing that I didn't know is there one person creating the world? Is there one person deciding the life and the death of people on this planet? I didn't know. Did one person create the entire world? I didn't know. And as I had gotten older, I still continued to love it, but it went a little bit deeper. You know, I started to really enjoy learning other practices. At my high school, we learned different religions, so it wasn't just Christianity. We learned about Buddhism, Hinduism. We learned about everything, and that was awesome, you know, and I had a deeper understanding and a deeper love for other cultures, for one. I think that's what I fell in love with, the practice of spirituality in other cultures, more than anything else. And then it went to a higher level when I moved to Gympie, because Gympie is a very spiritual town, a healing town, I feel. And I don't think the people realize how healing this place is or the capabilities of it. And there was a couple times last year that I definitely were talking to mediums and psychics and mediums that have become my friends, people that I love. And spirituality kind of went to a higher level for me because spirituality is truth. Hey, so it's not necessarily about I see things in the future, or I can feel things necessarily, even though I can feel everything. It's more about identifying your truth. That is what God is. That is what spirituality is. That is what awakening is. And the end of the year, I discovered some really not fun truths about myself and things that had happened to me and things that have completely deteriorated my identity. And my identity meaning I have no idea where I came from. I have no idea who my parents are. And then all of a sudden, I think, yes, Abby Wake went a little crazy last year. Because I was connecting to a higher power of myself, because I finally was identifying with the fact that I was no longer needing to be strong for everybody else, that I needed to start being strong for myself. That is what awakening is. That is what spirituality is. And this is for my youth, and this is for my adults, because I'm 30 years old and never in a million years thought that identity was so crucial, or that having truth within yourself of whatever that is was so essential. It is. And you also learn the people that will stand by you through your crazy. The people that will stand by you through your pain. Because, yeah, I was going through a lot of stuff. Hey, I thought I was seeing stuff, and it probably was. I thought I was feeling stuff, which I was. All of that stuff, you know? And I had friends that were going through the same stuff, or saying they were going through the same stuff, saying they were feeling things, saying they were seeing things. But then when I was going a little deeper and feeling a little bit more, all of a sudden I was crazy. All of a sudden they couldn't be friends with me. All of a sudden they didn't know how to communicate with me, but instead we're talking behind my back. No. Because that is an insult of someone taking care of themselves by wanting to communicate with people that they thought supported them, which is what I exactly thought. And I can say this because this is my podcast. And I will share that. I will share that because that truth is real. Do not abandon people for discovering their truth in spirituality and awakening and disaster and pain, because people aren't perfect. I'm far from perfect, and I've never claimed that I am perfect. And I go through things like everyone else. Yes, I'm a wonderful teacher. I'm very good at my job. I come to class and I am present. I do my job and I love what I do. But can all of you look at me and tell me that you go to work happy all the time, but you have to get your shit together because you're at work? That's what I do. I may have had a bad day at home with my partner. Isaiah may have been a little crazy. Friends may have been doing stuff. But at the same time, I always show up for work. So people may see you as one way, when sometimes you may not always be feeling that way. So when your truth comes out and you need them, like you've been there for them, are they there for you? Yeah, Baba. Are they there for you? Do they step up for you? Are they good friends to you? Regardless of your religion, regardless of your truths. Now, there's certain things, like if they're bigots and racists and homophobes, well, then that's a completely different conversation. But are your friends standing by you? In whatever you believe in, and whatever your truths are. They may not completely agree with everything, and that's okay. But are they able to communicate when things are uncomfortable? Are you able to communicate with them when things are uncomfortable? Are you talking about them behind their back? Are they talking about you behind your back? Start paying attention to that, because all of that is truth. All of that is spirituality. All of that is awakening. Truth is not you sitting on your high horse being like, I feel everything. I'm a medium. I can see the future. No, that isn't truth. Truth is how you treat human beings in your daily life. Do you do the best you can? Do you love the best you can? Are you honest in the best way that you know how? Can you look at your friends in the face when you see them and be like, I didn't talk shit about that person yesterday, but right now I'm being real nice to them to their face. Or I didn't try to throw that person under the bus for something, but right now I'm talking to them like I never did that shit. Because if you are doing that, and I am a victim of it as well, trust this, I am not perfect. But I am starting to rise above and pay attention to my behaviors. Pay attention to the people that I do that to, or people that have done that to me. Because those people aren't supposed to be part of your life anymore. If those people are doing you that way, or if you're doing people that way, then you're not supposed to be around them anymore. And that's okay. And that's a beautiful thing that I've learned this year, and from people that I love that have stood by me through a lot of friendship loss on my end, is that it's okay. People come and go from your life all the time, but they have a purpose. They're there to teach you a lesson. I learned a beautiful lesson last year about spirituality and about awakenings and about having, allowing Abby Wake to break down. Allowing myself to break down and knowing that it's okay to not have to always have my white hat on. I've been watching a lot of Scandal, and it's kind of fun because I'm like, wow, Olivia Pope's going crazy. Because you're just trying to identify who you are. For any of those that haven't watched Scandal, watch it sometime. Because we always want control. We want control of our lives because sometimes we feel like it's so heavy that we don't know how we're going to come up from underwater. I get you. Teenagers, I get you. Adults, I understand. But the only thing that'll get you through that is finding your truth in your spirituality in your God, which is you. If you don't have friends that serve that, if you don't have families that serve that, then let them go. And it's going to hurt. Ooh, I mourned an awful death last weekend. But guess what? I rose above. And because of that, I have opened myself to so many beautiful possibilities, so many beautiful people. And that is because I had to go through that. Now, when it comes to my spirituality and my faith and what I believe, do I believe that I've been given a gift that is different? Of course I do. I've always felt that, but I've never felt like I was better than anybody. I just always felt different. And I know that. And I know that can often be intimidating. I can often know, because of us as women, that can also be very competitive and jealous and all of that stuff. Do not let jealousy and competition take over your mind because of your own projections of stuff. Because sometimes at the end of the day, people just want to support you and love you. That's what I do. I have no reason to compete with anybody because I'm me. But especially us as women, if we're not able to unite, if we put on these facades for years or 6 months of being people that you aren't, ooh, honey. The world will come crashing down on you. In one way or another. It may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen 6 months from now, but it'll happen. And you'll remember when you hurt somebody, or you'll remember when you just tried to get a little bit more control and maybe hurt somebody in the process. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But you know what is worth it? Is being honest with yourself. Because at the end of the day, you go to bed with you. You don't go to bed with anyone else. You go to bed with your heart. You go to bed with your mind. You don't go to bed with your best friend Susie's or Cynthia's. You go to bed with you. So this is spirituality. This is awakening. This is God. God is you. Spirituality is you. If you feel stuff a little deeper, if you're able to see ghosts, if you're able to, you're not weird. You're not crazy. I believe in you. There may be a lot of people in the world that don't believe in you, but if you do have that gift, follow it. Find people that will support you in it. Find people that will help you through your emotional breakdowns through it. Because all of it is just discovering truth more than anything else. And everyone has the right to find truth, real truth, about who they are and where they come from and where they want to be. So once again, thank you so much for listening. Like I said, this will be the last one you hear from me for a while, but it's all right. I think you're done listening to me for a little bit. But I think especially in these last couple ones while my life was going through transitions, and to be honest, the women that were on these podcasts that I've had to film over are no longer in my life. And that's all right. Because now I get to tell my truth on top of that. Because this is Awaken the Voice. So even though I'm the host of it, you guys are now hearing my voice in its truest form. When before, some of the podcasts may not have been as real, and I wouldn't have wanted you to hear that anyway. I'm very proud of all of you. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for taking the time. God is you. God is you. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you on the next episode of Awaken the Voice.